I feel like part of me has this moral obligation to be up to date with the news. Well, I'm at the midway point, and I guess it's kind of suiting that it's all gray and raining. Let me explain. Oh, it is coming down hard. All right, I made it. I'm doing an update from my car. This is a big deal. Let me tell you what's working before I get into what's really been very challenging. What's working is the eating. I've got that under control. I used to just eat constantly, kind of mindlessly, and my brain and stomach are doing this funny thing where my stomach is like, you're full, but then your brain is like, are you? Maybe you could eat just a bit more. And I was like, I don't know, I feel full. Like, why do you keep telling me to keep eating? So there's that little bit of battle, but I feel like I have that under control. And as far as working out, I know I said I'd work Monday to Friday at the gym with the treadmill, but that was just burning me out. So I'm down to 3 to 4 times a week, which is still pretty good. And as far as treadmill, I am doing it 5 to 6 times a week. I was actually at a 5K over the weekend, which was nice. There's something very invigorating with running with people. I don't know, that's just actually, I've just noticed that that's fun and for a good cause, so that's always helpful. Here's what's not working, okay? I have stayed off podcasts, which is a nice break, because I'm trying to not listen to the news, but it is hard because the news keeps following you. The news really wants you to read it. Even if you're on social media, which I tried to do a blackout, but I do enjoy my cookie recipes and finding out what's new and interesting. But the moment you start flipping through anything on social media of like, oh, what's interesting on how this song was made, or look at these cookies being made, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, this dumb politician said this stupid thing, and then they're just dunking back and forth, or it just goes on and on and on. And that's not even the hardest part. What I realized is if you stay off all the news sites and even social media, the news is in your inbox. It just follows you into your email. They're like, do you want to read the news? Click here. I remember years ago, I was interested in all sorts of news, and then the newsletter was like, hey, why don't you sign up for this newsletter and we will summate the news for you, make it shorter so you can catch up what's going on in the world. And you're like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then you do that for a few months, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, you're reading news on your phone, and the phone is technology. Do you want to read about technology news? And you're like, well, I guess that makes sense. I'll read about technology news. And then like 6 months after that, they're like, hey, you're reading up a lot about technology and you're buying stuff online, but you know what? Retail is an existing news source. Do you want to have retail news? And so then you end up reading about retail. And then like, I don't know, 6 months after that, it'll be like, hey, you're eating food while reading retail and tech and normal news. Do you want to read about food news? And then after that, it's like toilet news because you eat food. And then you get the point. And it's like, you just can't drop news. And here's the thing that I'm ranting and raving about. I'm just gonna like, I feel like part of me has this moral obligation to be up to date with the news. And I don't know because I'm feeling more miserable because of it. And I'm having a really hard time with it.